Yo, what's up, everybody, man? It's Fred, man. Fan View, Real Fans Talk Sports. Listen, this video here is about Michael Thomas. Now, I already did a video, in the past talking about how I was wrong about this guy, as far as being one of the best receivers in the game. But this video is about history. And something that I think, as a diehard Saints fan, the Saints should be making this a priority for the next 5 games in the season. For people who don't know, Michael Thomas is on pace to be have the all-time most receptions for a season. But what fans don't know is that he's also on pace to possibly be the first receiver to have 2,000 yards in the regular season. And these two records should become a priority for the Saints team. That he gets those two awards. That he receives those two stats by his name before the regular season's over. There's 5 games left in the regular season. Saints play Atlanta, 49ers, San Francisco, Colts, Titans, Panthers. They're 9-2. Atlanta's already out of it. Tampa Bay, you might as well say, is out of it. They have a statistical shot, but only having 4 wins, I don't see how Tampa Bay possibly can get into the playoffs. Plus, if the Saints win one more game, they automatically eliminate. And they got 4 games on Carolina. Michael Thomas has over 1,200 receiving yards with 5 more games to go. Actually, 1,242 to be exact. He's caught 104 balls. Last year, he caught 125 balls. And only had like 1,400 yards. Michael Thomas needs to average about 150 yards a game, which is doable, to be the first receiver to have 2,000 yards in a regular season. Now, he needs to average about 13 catches a game, because he's averaging about 12 yards a catch. If he can average another 12 catches, 13 catches a game, he's going to average 150 yards. Going to be there. And I know a lot of people are thinking, man, I wouldn't sacrifice the team winning, man, for Michael Thomas to have an all-time. Because if he gets 12 catches a game for the next 5 games, he will be the all-time reception leader for regular season. Marvin Harrison owns that record in 2002 for 142. He will own that record. But, man, how important it is for a guy who's having the season that he's having to not own the record for most receptions in the season, but to have the most yards for any receiver in NFL history. 2,000 yards? Come on, man. That needs to become the Saints' regular season priority. The Saints have won 9 games so far, with 5 games to go. To get to the playoffs, they only have to win their division. I know some fans will be out there saying, Fred, you should be thinking about regular season awards. You should be. Miss me. This one here is important. Because you only can achieve this during the regular season. Let me give you everybody an understanding of how the playoffs work. That's when you can compete for the Super Bowl. 12 teams get to compete for the Super Bowl each and every year. One takes home the trophy. You compete for the Super Bowl in the playoffs. In the regular season, you're competing for stats. Don't get me wrong, you're competing for wins, and you're competing for the structure of your team and how you want to play. All that goes into it. But regular season, you're competing for stats. And this is a stat that I think that this team should want that guy to have. Not just the most receptions, but also have the most receiving yards for any receiver in NFL history, which Calvin Johnson, I think, said in 2013. I think it was like 19-some hundred yard receiving yards. No receiver has eclipsed 2,000. And we got a receiver in New Orleans right now who can average 12 catches a game, and with 12 yards a catch can almost have 150 yards a game because they can't stop him. You don't think I want him with that record? Yes. That's going to jeopardize possibly us winning the Super Bowl. You can only win the Super Bowl in the playoffs. That's somewhere the Saints are going to be. Now, granted, would I jeopardize winning a game or two? Would I jeopardize as a team if you're going to lose to the 49ers? at home to make sure that Michael Thomas had 12 catches or 13 catches and had his 150 yards, I will do it. Because there is no guarantee come postseason that you're going to have to face the 49ers. Somebody may go to San Francisco and take them out. Your road to the Super Bowl may not ever have to go through San Francisco. Your road to the Super Bowl may not have to go through Green Bay or Seattle. It may not have to go there. You got 5 games left for this guy to achieve something that no other receiver in the NFL history can achieve. Most receptions, most yards by any wide receiver. Now, granted, I wouldn't go for it if he's going to jeopardize his health as a player. But if it's not, it should be the Saints' top priority. It's not about winning games no more. You won 9 of them. And the nearest team in your division is 4 games behind you. Against the Falcons, he should have 12, 13 catches and 150 yards. Against the 49ers, he should have 12 or 13 catches, 150 yards. Against the Colts, he should have 12 or 13 catches, 150 yards. Same goes for the Titans. And the same goes for the Panthers. Make it a priority. You can only start thinking about Super Bowl in January. Like I said, 12 teams get in, the other 20 go home. Last time, and this is how I thought about this as a fan. I remember the year that Randy Moss broke Jerry Rice's record for having the most touchdowns in a season. That was a historic year. The Patriots actually went undefeated that year, regular season-wise. That's still one of the best teams we ever watched. Did they lose the Super Bowl? Yeah. They lost to the Giants, who was the 6th seed. So don't tell me that a 6th seed can get in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. It happens. Does that discredit what Randy Moss achieved that year as a receiver? No. That was his best year. That's one of the reasons why he's a Hall of Famer. Did the Colts win the Super Bowl that year that Marvin Harrison had 142 receptions? No. But that's one of the seasons where it was historic. One of the reasons why he's a Hall of Famer. Did Michael Strahan, and the Giants get to the Super Bowl when he broke, the all-time sack record for a season? No. But that's one of the reasons why he's a Hall of Famer. He broke the record off a fluke sack. Brett Favre just slid on the ground. Just like, man, just get the record, man. Because that's important. When players, you can't guarantee that Michael Thomas is going to have a season like this again. You can't guarantee another. Randy Moss never got close to having 22 touchdowns again. He had to break that record that year. That had to become a Patriots goal. When the player gets close to a milestone in the regular season, it has to become the team's focus. The Saints are not an undefeated team, so having a couple more losses is not going to change anything. It's not going to change the opportunity to compete for a Super Bowl. It's just not. But I would love to see a receiver for the first time in NFL history. Not only could he have the receiving record, for most yards, but also have the receptions record for most catches. We never saw it. There's 5 games left. You think that's not a priority? If I'm Sean Payton, that would be a conversation I'm having with my goddamn entire team. We're going for it. You playing for regular season records. Buddy, we won 9 games. And we won this division. The Panthers got to win 4 consecutive games to even have an opportunity to compete with the Saints come week 17. They don't do that, you won this division. Week 17, the last time I recall, Michael Thomas still played that game because they wanted him to have the all-time receiving yards for a Saints player. He played week 17 when they didn't have to play, so he could break Joe Horn's record. Don't give me that record don't matter, because you only can compete for the Super Bowl in the playoffs. They're going to be there. Whether they're a 1 seed or not, there's enough history that proves that a 6 seed can win a Super Bowl, or a 5th seed can win a Super Bowl, or a 4th seed can win a Super Bowl. Stop this. As a fan, I want to see the Saints make that a priority for that guy. That is a milestone that as fans, we can say, man, there was a guy in 1 season, this guy caught every ball thrown his way, and that guy got so many yards, it's ridiculous. If Michael Thomas can achieve the most receiving yards and the most receptions in the season, that's a ticket to Canton. That's a season. Win or lose the Super Bowl, that's a season. That's my video, man. Listen, subscribe to FanView Live, man, on YouTube. Subscribe to FanView Live for you on IG. Subscribe to FanView if you're on Facebook. We deeply appreciate it, man. Y'all have a good one this morning.